Hello, everyone. My name is James Strong. This is the SIG Networking Ingress NGINX sub-project for SIG Networking, which means it's a CNCF project, and we have to adhere to the CNCF Code of Conduct, which means be awesome to each other. If you have any issues, please report those to myself or the SIG Networking lead. With that, we'll go ahead and get started. We have a longtime contributor, but been missing the meeting. So, Gentile, thank you for joining us at 11 p.m.
Yes, thank you.
Your time. Very much appreciate that. No new members today, so it's just going to be us talking about all of the releases. So I've got some ideas on, want to discuss all of the releases. We'll do some triaging, some of the action items we can review. I don't think there's any action items to review, but we can go ahead and go look at the last two meetings. Don't know if we actually discussed that one further, disabling snippets. So it's looked like we just got more release stuff to discuss. I don't know where we're at with the ModSec issue. I know we've got a fix in for Mark, but I think he was going to put in the fix and attempt to do the PR. Okay, so that's 3 days ago. So probably won't get it into 182, which is fine. I'll follow up with him on Slack. But we did figure out what that issue was, and he did verify that that worked. So that's good. I'm surprised no one else has ran into that one. Lots of deprecations. It's fine. ModSec. I did not do a write-up for the breaking. I created the doc, but I also put it back up here. So I think Ricardo also has that pinned issue, the permanent one. So I've made sure it's pinned up here at the top for the breaking changes. Any other? Not sick. Dylan's not here, so we can't talk about anything that perspective. Ricardo's been pinging me a lot about he's really liking the JavaScript library, so that'll be an interesting one. And we're also talking about refactoring CPDP, the control plane data plane split to be a little easier instead of using gRPC. I don't know if you guys have been following the conversation in Slack about using how to get those to communicate with each other. They're still working through that as well. So nothing new on the action items. Let's go ahead and go look at triaging. Do we have any issues that we want to talk about before I just jump into the current ones? I've got a couple here that I've got pinged on. In Slack. I think most of these are the Helm chart ones, but any issues that we actually we want to discuss before I just jump into the current issues?
I do have that bug fix that I worked on for the Lua backend, the default backend and the canary split, where the canary was ignoring the default backend when returning error codes. That Jintao said he had some concerns about because I'm setting a new variable specifying that it's a default, that the default backend has been set when changing the upstream stuff. So, I mean, it's not urgent, but I know there is someone waiting on that PR. So maybe if we can try get it in one of the 1 point. Just give me a second. Sorry.
All good.
Yeah, this one. And it in the chat.
I always forget that Zoom also has a chat. Well, Jim said he'll be back in a couple minutes, so we can probably, I'll put this on the backlog for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add this one in here. And we'll just yell at Jim when he gets back. Okay. Well, with that, let's go ahead and go into some of the issues. I've not read any of these new ones, so let's read together. Try to keep us on time. It's 11:11. When I deploy Ingress instance to Kubernetes cluster, it also sends the IP address of the master nodes. How can I limit it with the worker IP addresses? All right, there's almost no context to this.
What number is that? Sorry, I can't see your screen, so I'm just trying to.
10.2.18. Actually, which says hello. When I deploy an Ingress instance to the Kubernetes cluster, it also assigns the IP address of the master nodes. How can I limit it with worker IP addresses? That's
Yeah, I think we just need to ask them to fill in the template of the issue with more information, like cluster setup, what service type they're using, etc. Right?
yeah. There's a lot of nothing here. Needs information. 2 years and I still can't remember all the labels. It's fine. Error on remove Ingress resource. So they do an upgrade. The whole namespace is deleted.
Yes.
So if they delete the namespace, but they don't delete the service, or they don't delete the ingress objects, Lua is not going to know about it, right?
I think for this issue, maybe it's the cluster DNS error. So I think we should we need more information.
Yeah. You know, we put that template in there, but nobody seems to want to fill it out.
Yeah. Some people do.
And I think we should need the reproduce the step.
Yeah. No? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought I did submit. Stocking TLS handshake. We just went to right to the next one, Brandon. If you still can't see the screen, 10.2.13. Every third request, the TLS handshake fails.
So generally, so it's the same pod, right? Like,
See if they put the ingress object in here. Because this seems to me that they just don't have the cert there. There's a cert bundle. It's a little hard to read. Let me see if I can reformat it.
This is a self-signed certificate.
Give me 1 sec, sorry. I'm updating comments, see if we can make it a little easier to read that. Nope, that didn't do it. Yeah, it doesn't say if it's a self-sign or not, or where the cert's coming from. Long's already got us for that one. Why is it not formatting that?
Yeah, you need a black line after the summary.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see if that looks a little easier. Uh-oh. Getting the spinning wheel of death. Yeah. Okay, he's got a 404. That doesn't seem like a cert issue. I'll ask him to check and see if the ingress object has endpoint, if the service has endpoints to it.
Hotel, I have seen on the other flats for those suites.
this doesn't, I mean, the TLS handshake looks fine on his core request, right?
Yeah, he's saying that it's not returning back to the client.
At the end of this description, he said he can't reproduce this issue on other cluster.
But it also looks like a vanilla cluster setup. So, I mean, this could
Yeah.
also potentially just be networking issues between the hops, right? But it's one of the hops is dropping all the packets. So, yeah.
Yeah, I need a little bit more information. NGINX backlog size is overridden. Okay, I don't know what block size is. Put this in the channel for you, Brandon. 10 to 12.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Nothing wrong with that. NGINX TCP backlog size configuration is overridden to 4096. Okay. Anybody know what backlog size is? I don't know all of the NGINX stuff.
No.
A connection queue size. Okay. They're on 123. Oh, this formatting's not good. Everything looks fine on the controller side. Oh, long.
We should
You
totally
can
build.
assign this issue to me. Let me take a look.
And try to reproduce it.
Yeah.
We should totally create a bot that just posts Long's message whenever the
Yeah,
format
yeah,
of the PR is wrong.
Yeah, that would be helpful. All right. Let's see if we can get through a couple more. Troubleshoot controller freezes. This is 211, 10 to 11. Controller appears to crash sporadically. That's always fun. Duration crashes between varying a week and a day. During these crashes, the controller stops. Yes, ceases to produce logs and fails to route. That sounds terrible. On 181. So the other thing that we also need for this is how many ingress objects are they running? We've seen scaling issues before. You want with main. I guess that also goes into the other thing. I'm gonna talk about that later. Sorry. That doesn't look good. Name server limits were exceeded. Anybody know what that issue is off the top of their head?
Name server.
Looks like they set some custom name servers to the Google or to the Cloudflare. I'm
Yeah.
assuming 37.1 is inside the cluster. Yeah.
So yeah, they must have updated the core DNS configs, right, with something.
Yeah, and they're running Alma. I don't think that's gonna matter, but I don't know how Alma deals with the DNS changes. What cloud are they running this on? On-prem, but they're using the cloud deployment?
The cloud means the Oracle cloud, right?
It says on-premise.
On-premise.
Yeah, I don't know if this is this doesn't look like an NGINX issue. Because we don't.
Yeah, so essentially it looks like their setup has DNS issues, right? And the big issue there is NGINX won't be able to pull
DNS
Any DNS info.
configure. DNS. Config format.
If I remember correctly, the DNS resolve their conf can accept only 2 configuration items. So I think this issue maybe because it his node the configuration DNS configuration.
Yeah, let's look that up. Core DNS. Oh, look at that. Somebody else has the issue. This is a known issue. You can only have 3 DNS servers. Oh, look at that. Hey, Google for the win. I like it when it's not our problem. How many did they try? Where was that at? I didn't see where did I see that at?
I think you said 3.
Yes. Oh, it's in this error. 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 in there. The applied name server line is. So that's not an issue then, but I wonder how our controller should be fine with 3.
Not if
Is
it's
any-
not if core DNS is misbehaving, right?
Well, this error message, like the applied name server line is. So it looks like it tried to add 3. Maybe they've got more than 3.
Well, those are all external outside the cluster. The cluster would also have a DNS,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
All right. I think that should give them something to look into. How are we doing on time? We started at what, 11? Yeah, we can do one more. Control incorrect service name emitted in some metrics. 210. Brendan. Incorrect service name emitted in some metrics. Oh, 1 and 3. I know what my first question is going to be. Is this an issue with the path being the same and just path types being different? So I don't remember how we reconcile that.
So essentially, root would hit the 1, and anything other than root would hit the other, right?
Well, we don't. There's no host headers in here either.
Yeah.
I don't think the controller is going to make a different location block. I think this is just a configuration issue, maybe not a bug.
I don't think this configuration can works correctly.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have an issue with this. And I can't spell. What? Come on, spell check. Do you think? All right, whatever. I'm just gonna comment that. Okay. That's about half of our time. Let's go ahead and start discussing all of the fun with our releases. You guys see, you probably can't see my screen.
I'm in the
So,
box.
okay. 182, I think we need to get because I know there's a vulnerability out there that was fixed in Golang 126. So I think that's one of the first things we need to do is we need to get everything updated for 126. And then we can release 182. I don't know if there was anything else. I'm pretty sure I just cherry picked a change for one. I think it was one of yours, Gentile. I need to go look. The bot should have yelled at me. Which one was that? I think it was this one, the Open Rusty stuff. Yeah, I cherry picked that one. Is that ready to go?
Yeah, the CI has been passed.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough. We'll get that one built. That's gonna build. Do we want to? Because that's going to rebuild NGINX is fine. That'll give us a new NGINX base, and then we can do the 126 upgrade because that's the testing image and the CI, and that's another PR run through with K8.io or another promotion. So that's 2 promotions, 3 to get us to 128.2 or 182.
Yeah.
Okay. So try to get that out today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
What did we discuss? We had some other discussions for 1.9. What was it? Disable snippet annotations for the 1.9 release. Do you remember that conversation? I don't. Because snippet annotations is set to false, or is it set to true by default? I can't remember.
Disable. This it means after the validation PR merged.
The annotation validation.
Yeah. I think this one maybe need the maybe need the validation PR merged. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask Ricardo. It's got his name on it, so we'll ask him in Slack. Okay. I've already created the 1.9.0 release. Because I don't think we're gonna put anything more in 1.8. I don't need to start with 1.10 just yet because I don't want to get there. Where we want to do the annotation validations in 1.9, right?
Yeah.
What's the PR for that? I think what was in Slack dev because he was asking about it again. Where'd it go? There's a whole thread about it. Pushed and fixed. So looks like Ricardo's got his fixing. This is this one, right? 9673. I'll let you approve that one, Gentile, since you've been reviewing it. Because we were just waiting on the name change, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with this Go code. uh, Ricardo, you and your terrible code. I love making fun of him all the time. Hey. So we probably should just cancel this because we don't want to accept that. I know that's a nit, but we want all of our CI to pass. So we're doing annotations, right? So he's push those fix, he'll fix the Go format, and then we can get that one into 1.9. Let me just add that right now. I think I kind of like the cherry picking because now we can just plan changes. Is there anything that was merged into main recently that should get into 1.8.2? Do we have to go through? We probably need to go through and get all of these bumps in there, don't we? Because we want this to be the AJP support. That was what? Were we thinking 2.0 or are we thinking 1.10? Because this needs to be thought about. I'll go through and I'll do all of the updates for the Docker, all of the Dependabot merges. I'll go through and just get all of those into 1.8.2. Yeah, what do we want to? Where do we want to do this? I mean, this deprecation, or I don't think
Yeah.
we should do a deprecation in a patch release. So at least 1.9.
Yeah, this one don't need include in the release 1.8.
Yeah. Okay. Deprecation. Now I can't spell. Do we have an issue for, I don't think we have an open issue tracking all of the open tracing, Zipkin, and Jaeger stuff, do we?
Yeah, I remember they had an issue for discuss this.
I was just looking at those. 1.9, okay, yeah, so we did talk about 1.9 being in there, and this allow snippet annotation should be disabled by default. Annotation changes, okay, so we did, I'll update this too. I need to put a topic in here to update that. Okay, there was, Janelle, there was one that Brendan wanted to discuss with you. The issues with canary overrides back in default. I'll let you guys talk that out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me see. So yeah. I remember this PR. Yeah, for this PR, I think current the implementation have some error, but I needed to check it. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. For this the main point is I don't I don't think this PR's implementation maybe will have some impact on others for other functions. So I need some time to check it. Yeah.
Do we
Okay.
want to save it for 1.9.0 then? Because it doesn't sound like you're going to get to it before 1.8.2.
This will we can think this will be a bug, so we need to cherry pick it to all release versions. Yeah.
Okay. We'll wait to hear from you on that one then. I think I had a couple others that I wanted to look at that I think we wanted to get. These are like Helm chart fixes. Yeah. Service, implement missing feature from external service in the internal one. Let's ignore all of that. Plus the text. Look, just getting the internal up to speed with where the external was at. Yeah, we're looking at 9,700 pull request. And then sorry. Do we have a test where we're enabling the internal one? I don't think we do. It looks like it passed. Um, Do we just want to look at this one a little bit more? I don't think we'll get this in this week. And I don't think we have a test for internal. Should we have a test for internal load balancers?
Wait, I think our test case don't cover this one, so this one needed to test by ourselves. So you can assign this to me. Let me check in my cluster.
Okay. Would it be too much for us to ask them to add the CI test for an internal? Because I don't think we have one at all in the end-to-end.
Our Helm chart test don't change the values. Don't change the values configuration. We only use one state we only use the default values to run Helm chart test.
Yeah. I'm wondering
Would this be a breaking change, like quite a big breaking change for the home chart though, right? Because he's changing values, value functionality. So for instance, from what I understand, is this will remove all external services if you run an update on an old running cluster. Like service type load balancer, no?
No, because I think it's still set. So he's not changing it to, because external is still true. Yeah. So he's just adding functionality to the internal load balancer.
Okay.
That's the way I understand this one. And he's adding the app protocol.
Yeah.
But does the app protocol Kubernetes version specific? Does anybody know?
I think it's new, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is too. I think that's the other thing. So I have to, because I know we do it in some places. I'm looking for app protocol. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me ask that question.
App protocol came out with 1.20.
Oh, okay. Then we're not going. I think our support doesn't go back that far. Then we should be good.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think, what are we testing? Anybody off the top of their head? I know I never remember. Go back to 24. Okay. Thanks, Brandon. I'll assign this out to you and tell them to test it. I can type. No, I can't.
PAO. Yeah.
All right. That was the one other one I wanted to look at. Fix and align extra modules templating. I think I've commented on this one before. I think this just has to deal with the formatting. I wish I could read Helm charts. Because I don't know what, I mean, I guess if it renders and it runs and our checks, it was failing on 126, but it looks like the Helm chart tests pass. Which I guess is the important piece. We need to get a little bit, we need to figure out, and I need to write up an issue, like our testing, like on docs changes, we shouldn't be running CI. On Helm chart changes, maybe only run the Helm chart tests instead of like the full CI. there's a lot of like nuance where we could just save some time on some PRs.
There was a PR. There was a fix for the docs being discussed. CI on not running for docs
Yeah.
somewhere. Maybe because Long I think I saw Long discussing on it somewhere. So maybe we just ping him and ask him if he's got context on that one. But yeah, the home chart thing, it's just a regex thing that you add to the GitHub action, right?
Yeah. How we doing on time? 52. Okay, so there's some things to get through. Once the Open Rusty stuff finishes building, let's see if it actually started building. We'll just follow that one. Oh, something broke. This yeah, this is the NGINX one. Oh, looks like some of the checksums didn't match. I'll leave that to you, Gentel. I'll drop it in the dev channel. You've got access to the cloud build stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave that for you. Is there anything else we need to discuss before we close? No? All right, folks. Well, Gentel, it was great seeing you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining. And we'll try to get this moved up a little bit sooner. So I'll discuss it with things with the stuff, that person, Ricardo. And then I'll get SIG-Networking to move it up if he's good with it.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all. We'll talk to you in Slack.
Have a good one. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.